Alright guys, welcome back to the first update on Hurricane Hilary out here in the Eastern Pacific. As you can see it on the satellite imagery there, it's looking very impressive. It was looking a lot more impressive, I'd say, about 12 hours ago. It actually had winds of 145 miles per hour at its peak. It is down a little bit from that now as it probably continues its terminal weakening trajectory as it approaches, of course, California. And I'm pretty sure it's currently making a very near pass to the Sorokos Islands. I'm not entirely sure how you say it, but there's definitely some islands there that have got a very close pass to this storm. No one lives on them though, so that's very good news. But you can see it looking very impressive regardless. It's a huge storm. It expands hundreds of miles. It is a huge storm system, basically taking up the entire influence of the Eastern Pacific. It currently has maximum sustained winds of 130 miles per hour and gusting up to 160 miles per hour, will weaken before it approaches California. There are a pressure of 950 millibars. It's moving northwest at 10 miles per hour, and the peak was 145 miles per hour, but it is now since down from that peak intensity. Take a look at the estimates. National Hurricane Center staying at 145. They're probably going to go low in their next advisory. We're going with 130 since the eye wall structure, as you can see, is starting to look a bit worse than it once did. And I doubt it'll be able to re-intensify. All of the intensity models now are expecting a gradual weakening trend. Take a look at the National Hurricane Center's forecast cone regardless, and you can see a huge tropical storm force wind field there, and you can see there's hurricane warnings in effect for Baja and tropical storm warnings, and then we've actually got tropical storm watches for the US, California, and also for parts of western Mexico as well. There's tropical storm watches there as well, so you can just see it's a huge storm if we're getting tropical storm watches for parts of western Mexico, and it's not even going to go near there. It's going to be well over 100 miles away from it, so it is a huge storm system. That hurricane force wind field though, still quite large, but not as large as you might think based on the eye, but it is still very powerful and it is very menacing. Take a look at some of the track models here. I mean, this looks very certain now, but this can change. But you can see a landfall probably in US, California, and then moving up north into parts of Canada, and then dying off. So that's looking to get a bit more certain. You can see the time frame. It's looking to be very certain now when this storm will make landfall. You can see the 48-hour marks. There's basically no differentiate between them, and then the 72-hour marks. By 72 hours, it would have made landfall. Take a look at some of the Weather Prediction Center maps here. This shows you the likelihood of rain, snow. You can get ice and thunderstorms. Basically, the light green means a chance of rain, and the dark green means a very likely chance of rain. So you can see as it approaches, as Hilary approaches, there's very high chances of rain, and then this stays for quite a while, and then it does make landfall, and then we have a huge chance of rain that gets introduced. So rainfall is going to be the main threat, definitely not the winds at this point. It's definitely going to be the rainfall that is going to be the main issue from this storm system. Here's the accumulated rainfalls here, day 1 to 7, so this is to day August 19th to August 26th, and you can see huge rainfall totals piling up there, upwards of 7 inches, maybe in some of those areas up to 10 inches of rainfall. So huge rainfall totals, and in turn has allowed the Weather Prediction Center to issue moderate and high risk for flash flooding. Here's the GFS simulated reflectivity, and you can see how the storm may look like as it approaches landfall. You can see it, very heavy rain falling, and I feel like it's going to be more of how much rain is going to fall in the amount of time that the storm has. It doesn't have a lot of time. It's going to be moving quite fast, but because the storm is so big, the rainfall is going to linger. As you can see, it lingers and lingers and lingers. Here's the Weather Prediction Center excessive outlooks here. We have a moderate risk for day 2 in parts of California, huge marginal risk, and a huge slight risk as well. And then on day 3, we already have a high risk that's been issued for parts of Southern California, and a huge moderate risk that has been issued as well, with 2 separate slight risks likely due to Hilary. I don't think that north one actually is due to Hilary though. Take a look at some of the visible imagery here. You can see it is looking quite impressive. I mean, this storm is definitely one of the most photogenic large systems that you will see. Most large systems like this look like blobby stuff, but this one looks pretty decent. You can kind of see what it looks to be like. You've got the main core of the storm, and then you've got all the clouds surrounding it. It looks like you've got a little hurricane in there, and then you've got a huge cloud mass covering it, but of course that is the whole entire storm. Taking a look at the true colorimetry, this just gives you a big idea of how big this storm is. It is giant. You got already rain bands hitting parts of Baja, and then the other rain bands are extending extremely far south, way further south, probably over 1,000 miles that is. So it is a huge storm in terms of cloud cover, and it is going to be, of course, a very bad rainfall threat. It's mainly a rainfall threat. I doubt even the winds will be the primary threat of this storm. Anyway, thank you for watching this update on Hurricane Hilary. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next update. Peace out.